just when I thought I was beginning to win Shane over. Was this how he truly felt about me? I'm heading. I just hit my knee on my freaking computer desk. Oh my gosh. Hello, peoples. Welcome back to Manga News and another Asagao Academy. Whew, how that hurts. Gosh. Last week when we left off, it was a cliffhanger. The Normal Boots Club, Hannah and Mai, are all gathered in John and PPG's room, and we are about to start a gaming tournament. Hannah has the controller. First time she's ever played, like, serious video games. 3, 2, 1, let's go, peoples! Die, Shane, die! You're a nice friend. What the hell? Attack everyone, not just me. Everybody gang up on Shane. You're my mortal enemy. Josh, what was that for? I wasn't even fighting you. You're wide open and death waits for no one. That's right. Get up. You're next. I'm hoping John goes down just because of that stupid bird. The battle began, and in a display of slight mercy, the boys left me alone to wander the field and get a sense of my character. Oh, that does jump. I hit the jump button again and again and again, watching my character float higher and higher towards the sky.
Yeah.
I can fly! My joy was cut short as a Noki Ball emerged from Pokeball, thank you. We're playing a rip-off of Super Smash Brothers. Emerged out of nowhere and pegged my pink blob in the eye. I fell off the side of the screen, and despite trying to jump back up, it wouldn't let me. What?
Ah, look at you.
Turby can kind of hover for a while, but eventually he gets too full of air and has to land. Otherwise, he'd be OP. Oh. When in doubt, down B. Not good advice, Nick. Down B. Alright, got it. In the commotion of the match, curses and death threats mixing with the clack of controllers, nobody was listening to what Nick was saying. The key to getting someone to hear you in this commotion, it seemed, was shouting their name at the beginning of your sentence. Gerard! Satch! I frowned as my pink little blob fell back onto the mat. Following Nick's advice, I hit down B. A cloud appeared around my pink guy, and he became a rock. What? I don't understand. What's going on? I've never played Super Smash Brothers, but I've seen enough gameplay of it to know what's going on here. What would a rock do? I repeated the move multiple times, always turning into a rock of some sort on the ground, never hurting anybody near me. Suddenly, an explosion rocked the ground, and Turby flew into the air. Just as I hit down B. No! To my surprise, he formed into a rock and fell directly onto John's head. His Nario was sent flying off the screen and died. You're on my shit list. I'm sorry. Don't apologize, it's just a game. Freaking loosen up a little bit, Hannah. It didn't take long after that for me to die 5 pitiful, painful deaths. But as my little Turby tumbled off the screen for the 6th and final time, a small surge of pride hit me. I killed John. The JonTron. Even if by accident. I handed my controller to Mai and sat back, completely satisfied. If it weren't for the fact that it was Mai's turn, I'd jump back in, eager to find other strategies for murdering my friends and potentially stirring up a hit list a mile long. Yes, that is what gaming is all about! You finally get it! So this was the joy of games. Yes! After playing a few rounds, the official tournament started. People played one-on-one matches against each other, slowly thinning out the competition over time. Mai went before me and was, rather unfairly, paired against Jared. Ooh, that's kind of like, that's like a bonding thing. If, I don't know, it's either it will either strengthen your relationship or make you hate each other. Like, had my ex-husband and I played co-op more often, we would have gotten divorced a lot sooner. Mine went before me and rather unfairly paired against Jared. Every blow he doled out to her was, in her mind, some form of actual physical contact. At least judging by the way she shivered when she was hit. Oh my gosh. Unsurprisingly, she died almost immediately. I was the last person set to go against PBG. The others chuckled as we were past the controllers. Don't worry, Hannah. PBG's the easiest of all of us. You're bound to beat him. Okay. Oh, come on, guys. Don't worry, Hannah. I'll go easy on you. No, don't go easy. I want a real fight. I want to really test my skills here. I nodded as PBG picked the most level playing field, a small platform floating out in space. The match started, and PBG graciously held his players still. Go ahead and test your moves.
You're a great friend.
Aw, that's real nice of you, PBG. It is nice of him. I don't know whether to feel like he's being nice to me or whether he's, like, patronizing. A little bit of both. I tested my moves, and while doing so, my hand brushed against the yellow stick. Kirby did a menacing low kick, and my eyebrows raised. That looked powerful. Ready to go?
Yeah.
I think so. Alright. PBG charged at me across the screen. When he came close enough for me to hit, I pushed the yellow stick in his direction. He flew across the screen. My mouth fell open. PBG grit his teeth. See how it is. No more Mr. Nice Guy then. I partially doubted that PBG had a non-nice bone in his body. The match had begun. It was a long battle, a surprisingly long battle. We seemed to be evenly matched right up until the very end when I smashed him off the screen with Turby's hammer. I set the controller down quietly, not particularly happy about having crushed PBG in my second ever match of Stomp. PBG nodded solemnly. I guess I've lost then.
Whoa!
Damn, Hannah, that was some natural born talent right there. Yes. Yes. Uh-huh. I don't really think so. Oh, come on. Anyway, the next match is Shane versus Paul. Are we gonna win this entire freaking match? That would be awesome. PBG remained quiet for a while after that. It wasn't until the third round that he joined in again, cheering with the rest of the guys. My match rolled around, but this time I was against Jared, and this time I lost in only a few minutes. That's okay. That's okay. Maybe it was beginner's luck. No, we rock. No, I'm not gonna put myself. No, we. I set the controller down again, happy to no longer have responsibility over the life and death of inanimate pixels. As I did so, I saw Paul lean in to whisper something to Shane, whose eyes flew open. Then his face shut down. Over my dead body. Their eyes slid to me, and I looked away. They were talking about me, weren't they? I scooted over to Mai, feeling more comfortable near her than any of the guys. We cheered for Jared right up until the very end. He lost to a supernaturally agile Shane, who was seemingly being fueled by the rage of 1,000 demonic toddlers. That is such a beautiful word image. If you have ever been around a hyper toddler, multiple hyper toddlers, yeah, that's pretty apt. Everyone, that was a great round. It looks like we're in even better shape than last year. Well, all of us except PBG. That was uncalled for. Totally deserved. Anyways. I'm tired, so get out of my room, please. He grinned broadly, not finding anything wrong with how he summarily dismissed us. Mai and I gathered our things and left the room with the others, who, laughing and joking, dispersed in all different directions. Together we shuffled home. We fell through the doorway, exhausted, with barely enough energy to change into our PJs. Mai leaped onto her bed with a happy sigh. Oh, Hannah, I'm so glad you came to Asagao. as if this couldn't have happened without me here. Mai shoved her face into a pillow and emitted a muffled reply. Yeah, whatever you say. I don't even know with Mai anymore. I fell onto my bed, staring at the rungs that kept Mai and her mattress from collapsing onto me and smothering me to death in the night. That was really fun. Video games are fun, Mai.
Really?
Really? She shuffled around the top of her bed. I mean, I thought it was okay. It was passable. Don't know if I'd call it super fun or anything.
Really?
No, I loved it. She chuckled. Seems like you found your calling. I'm sure I have. Maybe. Above me, Mai yawned.
Let's just go to sleep.
Let's go to sleep. I'm exhausted. Smiling, I got up and turned out our light.
Good night.
Good night, Hannah. Good night, Mai. I'm awake. As the chill weather of early spring faded and warmth stretched across Asagao, I itched to go outside. With Satch's book in hand, I took to the streets. Since many people realized how rare this moment was, most of the usual benches and grassy spots were taken. I kept walking until I came to the soccer field. There was a practice game being held, and PBG and his friend Jeff were running across the field. Being a skirmish, the bleachers were almost completely empty. Students scattered the shiny metal seats, but there was more than enough room for me. In one swift motion, practiced many times over in my life, I sat down, spun my backpack into the next space next to me, and pulled out my book. I was nearly done with it, and I wanted to see if I could finish it today. It was due a few days ago, so I was under pressure. At a pause in my reading, I looked up to watch PBG on the field. A shock of color at the base of the bleachers caught my eye. It looked like some kind of metallic candy wrapper, and a pang of annoyance struck me. There was a trash can nearby. Why litter? But as I jumped down the steps of the bleachers and nearly slipped off one, it became clear that it wasn't trash. The colors changed as the angle of the light did. It was an iridescent purple figurine. Itty, bitty, and a kitty! Was it Gerard's? He was the only person I knew who collected them. I held it up to the nearest student, who shook his head. I was free for a while. Gerard was really into the IBK scene, so if it wasn't his, he'd probably know who it belonged to. One problem. I had no idea where his room was. Conveniently, at the moment, PBG ran off the field to get a drink. I approached him, holding the kitty in front of myself like a talisman.
Hey!
Hey, PBG, do you know Gerard's room number? I think he dropped this. I held the kitty up again, and it glimmered in the sun, much like PBG just now, with all of his physical activity. Oh, Gerard was just here. It has to be his. I asked him to bring me the I can't speak. I asked him to bring me the goalie gloves. I wasn't ready to take McJones' place today. His room is right across from mine. Oh, great. Thank you so much.
Hey!
Hurry up, PBG. PBG groaned. It wasn't much of a break.
See ya.
Gotta go. Good luck. Bye! He took a huge gulp from his water bottle, then poured the rest on his head and jumped back into the game. His teammates patted him on the back as he rejoined them. I placed the IBK into my uniform's pocket and headed to the Bluebell. As I entered the Bluebell house, a passing boy frowned at me. Was I even allowed to be here by myself? I shook my head. There was no time to be afraid. Today I had a mission. Just as PBG said, there was a door right across from his room. I knocked and fished the IBK from my pocket. Shane answered the door, not at all pleased to see me. Yeah, he's still pissed off at us because of all the trouble Mai got us into with the freaking boots. Shane, how are you? He was Gerard's roommate? Why was he Gerard's roommate? I tried to laugh to diffuse the situation, but it was weak. I felt like I was only making things worse. I didn't know what went on in Shane's mind. He looked at the IBK in my hands. Gerard should be back in a few minutes. Okay, I'll just wait in the common room. When he gets back, can you tell him to try to find me? I could read downstairs. Even if it took Gerard an hour to get back, I could keep myself occupied. Shane sighed and leaned against the doorframe. I could tell him that it would be much easier if he waited here. He put his hand out, gesturing me inside. All right, thanks. Oh yeah, you can tell whose side of the room is whose. All the little kitties. That's cute. And then just nothing but just orderliness over here. And then over here is the kitties. Looks like a teenage girl's bedroom. I entered the room and stood smack in the middle of it. Shane plopped into a chair in front of what must have been his desk. I sat down in what I assumed to be Gerard's chair on the opposite side. Shane swiveled around and started to click something on his laptop. Seeing as he wasn't much for small talk, I turned to observing the room. Their room was well decorated, one could say. There was a lot of itty-bitty kitties, each arranged neatly with its brethren of similar design. Every empty space not filled with school-related objects was covered by the pads of a cute little cat, or at least the sealed box of one. Even parts of Shane's shelves had IBK on them. I had to admit, it was kind of endearing. Something about the dedication required was sweet.
Hey!
Do you collect itty-bitty kitties too? Not really. They're Gerard's. I don't mind. I see. It's kind of niche. I'm surprised you're not into them. Oh, no, I don't collect them. I'm surprised you're into them. Okay. Oh, no, I don't collect them. I just found this one on the side of the field. PBG said Gerard was there earlier, so I came to find out whether it was his. My hastiness to disown the figure did not go unnoticed by Shane, who made a face at me. If it's not Gerard's, he'll probably know whose it is, right? It's probably Gerard's. I smoothed my thumb over the plastic kitty absent-mindedly. Shane returned to whatever he was doing online, and I conversed with the figure within my hand. Who's a pretty kitty? Who's a pretty kitty? You are! Gerard came back about 2 minutes later.
Hey, Shane.
Hey, Shane, and Hannah. He held 2 coffees in his hand. He suddenly turned pink. See, once again, you show up when he brought just enough for everybody who he thought was going to be there, but then you're there and he's like, oh crap, I have to go back. Just like the cookies. What are you two doing in here? Alone. Together. We're not doing anything. Hannah was looking for you.
Really?
Really? How can I help, Hannah? He gave the coffee to Shane and offered the other one to me. Here, take mine. I would have gotten you one too if I knew you were here. Aw, that's really nice of you, but no thanks. I just came to see if this was yours. For what felt like the 10th time in the last half hour, I displayed the itty-bitty kitty.
Oh, wow.
Yes! Yay! Gerard almost dropped his coffee as he leapt forward. I lost this today. Where did you find it? It was near the field. PBG told me you were there earlier, so I wanted to give it back to you. I handed the figure to Gerard, who looked about ready to kiss it.
You're the best.
Thank you, Hannah. Thank you. You didn't have to do this, but you did, and I don't know what I would have done without you. It wasn't any trouble at all. It looked pretty rare.
They're special.
It's not as rare as you would think, but it's still very special to me. I'm so glad you were the one to find it. I shouldn't have been so careless. Don't beat yourself up about it. What matters now is that you have it back. Yes. Maybe zip up your pockets next time? Shut up, Shane. You bet I'll take a load of precautions to make sure this never happens again. He placed it delicately on the shelf with the other kitties that had the same iridescent properties. Gerard looked at me while I viewed his hard-earned assemblage.
Right.
Oh, duh, Gerard, you dummy. How rude of me to not at least introduce you to my collection. Sorry. In this room, I have 247 itty-bitty kitties of every shape and size. This is the newest set, the Catastrophes. They're a band. They're really popular right now. I traded my rare extras for these the other day. The one you brought back to me is from a set of 4 that are called opalescents. Currently, they're the only shinies. They were so pretty. My gaze fixated on them. I'm just missing the last opalescent. It's a purple one, Princess Pumpernickel. I've tried everywhere, but no one has them in stock. But there's only 3 copies in the world, so it's not really surprising. It's more surprising that I managed to get these ones. I have one of the most complete collections in the world. People think that the kitty companies give me the newest figures, but I earn all my IVK. I can tell this took a lot of hard work. I'm amazed at how much effort you've put into this. He sighed heavily and sat down on his bed. Thanks, Hannah. I just wish I could get the last figure. I could finish my collection and the kitties would have all their friends together in one place. I wish I could help. Don't worry about it, Hannah. This is my battle to fight. I nodded, then glanced at my watch.
See you later.
Oh, I should go. I really wanted to finish my book today, but if you ever need help, I'm here. I stood up, then waved at them both.
Bye.
Bye-bye! Bye, Hannah. Thanks again.
Bye.
See ya. Oh, even Shane was a little bit nice. Thankfully, I managed to finish my book. It took me more time than I expected, and by the time I got back to my room, it was dark outside. When I opened the door to my room, the lights were off. I flicked them on, and the huddled form of Maya hugging a stuffed purple bear appeared on her bed.
Hello.
I'm back. Maya glanced at me, then buried her face in her bear. Was she sulking? It was unlike her to be so unenergetic. Are you okay? That doesn't sound very okay. Maya glanced at me, her face a light shade of pink, like she was holding her breath. You know you can tell me anything. You've helped me out a lot, so it's the least I can do in return, right? Besides, we're friends. Maya sighed and threw the bear down on the floor where it lay as if screaming in agony. It's not fair. She sighed again. I know it's terrible to think like this, but even though I'm really happy for you getting to be friends with those guys, it's just not fair. Those guys, who, the Normal Boots Club? Duh, the Normal Boots Club, Hannah! It's just that I've been a fan of them for so long, and I've loved Jared forever. And then here you come out of the blue with your pink hair, and just like that, you're friends. She snapped her fingers in front of her face. Here I've been trying this whole time, and Jared didn't even know my name. I know I'm being stupid, and I feel bad, but still. Hi. They're your friends too, Mai. Mai smiled weakly at me. They wouldn't be my friends if it wasn't for you. I'm going to sleep. I tried. She turned over and closed her eyes without even taking off her uniform. I turned off the light and walked to the bear that she threw in the middle of the room. I'm sorry, too. I said it quietly, but even as the words left my lips, I knew they were a lie. We're not sorry. We're just... yeah. We'll play for a little bit. Despite our slight confrontation last night, Maya was as peppy as usual the next day. It seemed like there was no reason for me to worry, but that didn't mean I didn't. The bell rang and class started. Miss Shizuka wrote origami flowers on the board in ornate script, then turned to glare at the class.
Class?
The flower festival is only a few days away. It's time again to start folding flowers to sell for the school. We do this every year, guys. I don't want to hear any groans. You're free to write me an essay on the importance of these funds for the school if you'd rather not participate. A few students rolled their eyes but smiled. It sounded kind of fun, and I hadn't folded origami in years. I'm handing out practice sheets because I know how bad you guys are at origami. I'm only going to teach you once, so pay attention. I love Miss Shizuka. She's so random. I think she's bipolar, but I love her to death. Shizuka returned to the front of the class, picking an ornate green paper. As she instructed the class, I realized that these were the most basic version of origami flowers. I was already familiar with them. I folded my practice paper with ease while Shizuka roamed the room, helping the students who struggled to follow along. These creases are weak. Kindergartners could do better than this. Hell, my ex could do better than this. Oh my gosh. Sadness passed over Miss Shizuka's face. She turned to the boy next to her and slammed her hand on his desk. You need to be better. Be better for everyone's sake. Okay. It seemed like quite a few students were having trouble. I went to the front of the class to get some new paper, passing John on the way back to my seat. His paper caught my eye.
Hey!
You folded this the wrong way. Your flower's going to be narrow if you keep going. I'll be honest with you, Hannah. I have no idea what I'm doing. Help me? He kind of looked like he was about to cry. I knelt by his desk, unfolding and refolding his paper. This looks perfect. You're good at origami. Did you have to make flowers at your old school too? No, I used to do origami a lot when I was younger. I guess muscle memory just kicked in. Thanks, though.
Really?
Really? What an odd skill to have. Is it? Please. John clasped a hand around my wrist. Stay with me. Help me. Help me, please. Sure, if you need it.
Yeah!
I knew I could count on you. Thanks, Hannah. You're a goddess. I spent the entire rest of the class period slowly doling out lessons to John and PBG. I offered to help Shane, but he turned away from me, instead watching over John's shoulder. I kept my movements large and exaggerated so he could see too. It was nice to feel useful. When class was over, I headed back to the dorms with Mai. We had a long night ahead of us, filled with homework and the possible reward of chocolate ice cream should we finish on time. But before I got far, someone called my name.
Hana!
It's Jeff. What the fuck? Jeff, is everything okay? Hey, the Normal Boots Club has a meeting today and PPG forgot to take his soccer uniform with him. He held up a blue and gold uniform. He won't have much time to change before practice if he doesn't have this, and I have to run down to the field. Can you take it for me? Of course we can! He's talking to me, not you, Mai. Mai grabbed the uniform from Jeff. Awesome, thanks. He dashed toward the field. Mai turned to me, victory running through her face.
Yay!
Finally, a chance to see Jared in his element. Come on, Hannah, we've got to hurry. Oh, goodness. We approached the Normal Boots Club room, hearts thumping nervously. At least I assumed Maya's was. Judging by the way she was fidgeting like a hummingbird on acid, it was. I love the metaphors in this game. Oh my gosh. We stepped up to the door and were about to knock when I heard my name on someone's lips. Hannah. I froze and turned to Mai. Her face was lit as she pressed her finger to her lips. She leaned in close to the door and I followed suit. Dude, I think it's fine. What do you think she's going to do to us? You need to calm down.
No.
But it's so pink. No one has hair like that. People can't choose their hair color, Shane. That's a really poor reason to judge someone. They can if they dye it. I know, but I don't trust people with pink hair. You know there's more to it than just the color. Don't deny it. Weird things always happen around people with pink hair. Sure, but they're not dangerous. Aren't they? So Shane doesn't like me because I have pink hair. What happens around people with pink hair? Is this some, like Japanese superstition that I'm missing? My heart sank. I stepped away from the door, unwilling to hear more. Hannah. I held up my hand and shook my head. Just when I thought I was beginning to win Shane over. Was this how he truly felt about me? I'm heading back. But I stepped past her, walking as quietly as I could back to the dorms. Luckily, I didn't pass anyone on my way back. I didn't think I could manage small talk without bursting into tears after what happened. I kicked off my shoes and went to set my backpack down on my desk, passing the mirror. I paused as I did so, turning to the mirror, evaluating myself on a whole new level. So much grief. My hair caused me so much grief over the course of my life. Now, for some reason, Shane thought I was suspicious. I smoothed my hair with my hands, the shortness of it catching me by surprise. It was softer when it was long. With a sigh, I turned away and collapsed on my bed, hugging Mr. Bunny to my chest. Should I dye my hair, Mr. Bunny? No! I raised him up, staring into his glassy eyes. Yeah, you're right. I rolled onto my side and squeezing Mr. Bunny to my chest. Satch said it himself. You don't choose your natural hair color. Mr. Bunny was small against me as I smiled at him. At least he still liked me. Shaking my head, I went to my desk. I had better things to do than mope. You're still studying, Anna? I took my headphones out of my ears and turned to Mai. Our plans for that evening were postponed, and I silently thanked her for not pushing me to keep them. I wasn't in the mood anymore. Yeah, it's only been a few hours. You haven't moved since I left the room last. She climbed her bed and dangled her hands off the side. At least take a break, okay?
Well...
Oh, I have been meaning to return the book I checked out. It was overdue and I had to do it at some point. I was going to do it today, but after what happened, it was the last thing I wanted. That didn't make it any less overdue, though.
Uh-huh.
Go do that. Meet me at dinner afterwards. If you're going to spend the rest of your life studying, at least be nutritionalized. I stretched, bending backwards, and apologized to my back for the hours of arching over the desk. I would have a hunchback by the end of my school career, I was sure. You're right. I'll go. I'll see you at dinner. It was pretty late when I got to the library. No one came at this time unless there was a term paper due. Since it was still relatively early in the year, the room was barren. Satch was working at the desk as I expected, but he was joined by PPG and Paul. As soon as I saw them, I turned around, trying to walk right back out, but...
Hana.
Hey, Hana. Hey, Satch. Hey, don't be afraid around Satch. Satch stood up for you, okay? Satch stood up for you. Unfortunately, my hair also made me stick out like a sore thumb. I reluctantly joined them at the counter. What's up? Not much. I'm taking a study break to return the book I checked out. I took the book out of my bag and handed it to Satch. That book. I can't help but notice you're reading The Princess Betrothed. It's good, isn't it? Yeah. I never would have read it without Satch's suggestion, so I have to thank him. He nodded and put the book on the to-be-sorted shelf. No problem. I don't work in the library. Did you people hear that? I think my daughter is being Godzilla and destroying something in her bedroom. No problem. I don't work in the library for nothing. I have another suggestion for you if you need one. No thanks. I want to get back to the dorms. Oh, come on. It's almost dinner. Let him check out this great book for you, then we can all go to the cafeteria together. Well, alright. That was the last thing I wanted to do, but I was really bad at showing people that I didn't want to talk. Follow me to the fiction section. We set off through the library on an epic quest for adventure and fortune. My mind raced, trying to think of a good excuse so I didn't have to follow them to the cafeteria. Here it is, the Banana Club. He pulled a bright yellow book off the shelves. The Banana Club was written across in a bold font. No, I know it sounds stupid. Looks kind of stupid too, honestly. But trust me, one of the most moving books I've ever read. The ending crushed me. He put a fist into his mouth and blinked rapidly. Don't cry now, Satch. I'm gonna stop before I spoil everything. He handed the book to me and I gazed blankly at the cover. Thanks, Satch. And, Hannah? Huh? Are you alright? You don't look very well. Satch seems to be a very good judge of, like, how people are and how people are feeling. I wasn't really, but of course there was no way I was going to tell Satch that I eavesdropped on their private conversation. I am, just feeling a little under the weather. I conjured a fake cough. It sounded pathetic. I think I'm gonna skip out on dinner too. I'm not feeling well enough. Satch narrowed his eyes and nodded. Yeah, Satch calls bullshit. If you say so. Do you still want to read this book? Yes, I do. Your suggestions haven't failed me so far. Yeah, his one suggestion hasn't failed yet. Okay, let me check it out to you real quick so you can get back and rest. When we got back, PBG and Paul were off on another side of the room. Paul was waving a book vehemently at PBG. I can't speak, people. Satch sat behind the counter and grabbed my book. You know, if something's bothering you, or you're still getting used to the school, we're all here for you to talk to. Yet, not Shane. I know. Transfers have the hardest around here, and everyone knows that. I nodded. He passed the book to me, and I put it in my backpack. Just don't be a stranger, alright? I won't. Thanks, Satch. I'll see you tomorrow. I waved goodbye to him and made my way back to the dorm. Somehow Satch always knew when I was upset and how to make me feel better. It helped that Paul and PBG weren't actually any different to me than normal either. Maybe it really was just Shane with the problem. Whatever problem that was. Okay, peoples. We've been playing a long time, we've covered a lot of ground, and I'm starting to not be able to speak because the talking, reading for too long, and my tongue is all blah. So, I'm gonna leave this video here, and I will see you next week on Mon Games and another Asagao Academy. But if you don't want to wait a week to see my silly face, tomorrow is Terror Tuesday, where I will be continuing Whispers. That's the name of the game we're playing. So, bye!